Someone has to have a question for Kristaps. Or we can stare at each other.
Chris here from the Wall Street Journal. I guess I'm wondering, a lot of people, when they first made the Rose trade, people were curious as to what it meant for you in trading Robin away. Until they got Joakim, people were wondering, is KP just going to play the 5 full time? But I guess I'm curious with the fact that you guys have Joakim as the coach now, and that he likes to play up and down, the fact that you guys got a much quicker point guard in Derrick, that'll probably mean they'll play more up and down. How much do you expect to play the 5 this season? And are you excited about those opportunities because of how much faster you guys may play and the fact that Jeff plays more wide open, he might need more 3-point attempts?
Yeah, I think it will benefit my game, playing at the 5 too, and playing quicker basketball and running up and down. My ability to stretch the 4, if I'm at the 5, I mean, the game is going to be completely open. So I think the style of basketball that we're going to be playing is going to be better for the people that we have, especially with Derrick being able to push the ball, and with his quickness, he's going to open up things for us, and driving and kicking out. So we got to be ready. The shooters got to be ready, and I know we're going to have space in the paint as well. So maybe we didn't have so much last season.
Kristaps, how do you feel strength-wise and just overall compared to a year ago when you were starting your first NBA training camp? And what's the difference for you with that?
I gained a little bit of weight, not too much. Last offseason, we made a little mistake that all I did was work upper body and try to get bigger. And this offseason, I really focused on my lower strength, my legs, core, make sure that it's strong, and that's going to give me strength to be able to hold my ground defensively and offensively as well. And my legs have gotten much stronger, and I'm able to, when I'm driving, I'm able to stay low, and defensively I can be lower and quicker on my feet, and that has helped me a lot. So maybe not so much upper body, but lower body I've gotten a lot stronger, and I had a little bit of weight.
Tom Marion from Sports Final Radio. Kristaps, where can we expect to see the most improvement from you on the court this year?
I think I worked on my post game a lot. I don't know how much are we gonna use me as a post player, but I mean, my ball handling has got a lot better. I feel more comfortable pushing the ball out now, just playing pickup ball, and I can tell my hands are much. I mean, I just feel comfortable with the ball now, and so you're gonna see some new stuff this season. You're gonna see some new stuff, and hopefully some more putback dunks.
Kristaps right here to your left, Arden Franklin from Slam Magazine. Again, you just mentioned your summer training that's been well documented, how you gaining strength and of course working on your moves and whatnot. What do you think could be the biggest difference for you compared to your rookie year entering this season?
Just knowing what to expect now. The season's long, 82 games. I know how it feels back to back and 4 games in 7 nights or whatever. I know what it's like now, and I know how much I gotta take care of that. More mature, more experienced. So it should be a fun year.
Yeah, Kristaps, Fred Kerr, New York Post. How did you see teams playing you in the second half last year, and how do you combat what they did against you?
Yeah, well, the way they played changed a lot. For example, I had a good first half. I mean, we completely different defense and much tighter, much more uncomfortable for me. So it might be like that from the beginning of the season this year. But I think that the talented players that we have now is going to help us, all of us, to take maybe the attention away from just one player, like it was Carmelo last year, and it's going to spread out a little bit. So all of us are going to get maybe more wide open looks or wide open lanes to drive because the guys are going to be worried about someone else. So, but yeah, I know just from the experience in ACB, I had a good first season. That was my first professional year, And coming into the second season, I was thinking, okay, it's going to be fine. I'm going to be doing this, and so much better. And nothing happened. I had a few terrible games at the beginning of the season, and I realized that it's not going to happen by itself. I got to make it happen. I got to be aggressive. I got to do this, and this. And that's my. I always now doing something. I've been remembering how it was a couple of years ago, and I know what to expect now. Going into the second season, it's just going to be tougher for me. It's not going to get easier. So I really have to be ready for it, for tougher defense, and just making stuff happen with more pressure on me.
Darryl Matthews, Fathers and Sons. What do you think the team's biggest challenges will be with the new players on the team?
Our biggest challenges? Number one thing is for all of us to stay healthy. We had some history, players getting hurt, and then myself, I got hurt last season. So we got to make sure we rest our bodies. We don't play too much, or but that's not in our hands. That's for the staff and for the organization to decide. But we just gotta make sure we get enough rest, and so we're ready for every game. And if we do that, then I don't see any other obstacles why we could be a good team.
What would you say was the toughest adjustment for you last year? Was it playing on the floor in actual games, or moving to America, living in New York, and that kind of off the floor adjustments?
That part was pretty easy for me this time. I moved to Spain when I was 15 years old. That was a tough transition right there. But to moving to America, that was pretty easy. Adjusted well. But just the season, the schedule is tough, and you think it's tough, but then you actually feel it on your own skin, and that's when you know it's real. So I just know what to expect this time.
Yeah, I was wondering what you thought about Joakim's game, and do you think you two could complement each other? And can you think of you two playing alongside each other?
Yes. No. Joakim's a real leader. He's very. He always talks while he's playing defensively, and he's telling me to talk, to be vocal, and to help teammates, and that's gonna. And if us two are on the back of the defense and talking and yelling out things, that's gonna help the whole team, because we're the ones that see what is going on the floor. So he's been great. He's been helping me a lot, giving me a lot of advice, and offensively, he's a guy who loves to pass the ball, and so we're starting to get that chemistry going between him and I, and he's a really good passer. I enjoy playing with him so much, so I think he's really gonna help my game.
Hey, Kristaps, Christian Winfield, Elite Sports New York. The team has a lot of new faces, but one of the guys they brought back was Lance Thomas. Can you talk about what he means to the team and how important it was to get him back in the Knicks jersey?
I told him at the end of the season, don't leave us. You got to stay with us. I told him right away. That's the type of guy who you want to win. He's not the guy that everybody adores, but he's a guy who will do the work, and he's there every night. He's a warrior, and I told him right away, like, I want him to be. I need him on my team, and he's a guy that really makes things happen. Although I might not see it, but he's the guy. So I'm happy he's back.
Scott Davis, Business Insider. You mentioned you were more comfortable bringing the ball up the court now. Is that something the coaching staff has talked to you about, like in a rebound and going with it, or?
Sorry, say it again, please.
You said you're more comfortable bringing the ball up the court now. Is that something the coaching staff has talked to you about doing, or?
Not really. That's just came natural to me. Sometimes I get the rebound and the court is kind of open. It happens because we're playing pickup games and we all have the same shirts. So I don't really know who to pass to right away. So I'm better not passing, and I just start pushing the ball myself, and then I kind of see the situation. That's how it happens. It's weird, but it helped my confidence to bring the ball up, and so I just feel more comfortable, and it wasn't really the coaches weren't telling me to do that. It was just natural.
Kristaps, Al Cochran, White Plains Examiner. Phil had talked about on Friday, talking about new players, that he thought it might be helpful to you that they brought in Willy Hernangomez, who you have played with before in Spain. Will this be helpful to you either in practice or just in association?
Say the last part again.
Will this be helpful to you, either in practice, playing alongside of him, or just having him around to be an association on the team?
Yeah, no, it will definitely help me. I don't know how much he's going to play this year, but it will be an adjustment for him, as it was for me in my first season. But I'm here to help him, and I know once he's comfortable and he'll get his minutes, he's good enough for this level. I know that for sure. And me and him, we already have that bond together. We played together for 2 seasons, so I know what type of player he is. He knows what type of shots I take and so on. So once we're both on the floor at the same time, we can really have a nice connection there.
Hey, Kristaps, Rob from DefPen.com. I saw you just spoke with David Aldridge, and he said that you and Carmelo were emailing this summer about the potential protests, things like that, social injustice. What does it mean to you to do something like that? Are you excited, or are you looking forward to helping out with the communities, like you were saying, especially being somebody that's not from the United States?
Well, it's a tough one for me. I'm a guy. I can learn from Melo now. What he's doing, how he's helping the community and so on. I can learn from him. No, I don't really get involved. I'm too young. I'm just playing basketball, really. Having fun. There are, of course, things happening and stuff going on, but I just try to stay as focused as I can on basketball, and that's it. And if I feel like I can affect something, then I'll try to help.
Kristaps, you touched on playing with Willy in Spain for those 2 years. Can you talk a little bit about the friendship that you two guys had, and did you ever think that the two of you would play on the same NBA team back then?
It was really it was crazy to find out that I was doing the interviews after I got drafted. I was doing all the interviews, and I didn't know we drafted him. So I was happy. I was happy that we got him, and I knew sooner or later he's going to be here. We were going to be playing again together, but I could never really believe it 100%. I was like, is this really happening? We're going to be back together again in the NBA? I mean, that's just crazy to think about. We're 18 years old and played together in Spain, and now we're here. So it was. I was really happy to have him now with me.
All right, Kristaps, thanks very much.
Thank you.